what was it like coordinating the fights, choreographing the fights, making the fights, and then filming the fights? Fun, first of all, so much fun. Like I said, I'm working with some of my favorite people, so that was great. We only had this location specifically provided by Adam Kirch, Benny, shout out. We had it for 2 days, 2 nights, if you will. And so we shot the first fight in 1 day, the scene with Alec, and that whole experience, we shot that in 1 day. Second day, we shot the 2 fights, the second and the third fight, and then all of the Vivi scenes. Who plays his name? Vivi plays Wes. Yeah, we shot this in the second fight. In the second day, we shot the second and the third fight, and then all of Vivi's scenes, who plays Wes, and then shout out to the fighters Stymie and Splack, who was the second and the third. We shot all that in that night, and so, which physically is, it can be a push. It didn't feel like it was too heavy in that, because when I've worked with Vito, I mean, you're shooting, right? You're in it. It's a physical experience, so that was to be expected. But just, it was run and gun, man. We didn't have this time. We didn't have time. We didn't have money to like really dial these things in. So it was like, let's pre-pro as much as we could. But again, we just had designed the fights, choreographed the fights, and what part of the story they were going to fulfill built off this last time we'd shot, which was, you know, a couple weeks before that, if that. Like, so very piecing it together. So when we got there, it was like we had to be on it. We had to be tight with it. And I don't even know if, you know, aspects were all complete. Once you're doing stunt stuff and you get into the environment, that all changes. You might have choreography, you might have things you're considering, but the environment's such a part of that, such a key element to how this comes to play. It all can change very quickly, and you might start to use the environment in different ways and throw things out or try new things, right? It was action-packed in the very short amount of time that we had it. Not having the time to dial in specific shots, and had to be really clear about the choreography that we came in with and be able to adapt with that in a very limited amount of time, because we didn't have a bunch of days to go back and shoot stuff or to go re-choreograph. Like, we had those fighters for that moment. You know, they were so gracious to come and play with us in that little bit of time, and we had to make sure that we executed and got it clean to both honor the sport and honor the story we were trying to tell. It's a delicate dance at times.